Okay, good afternoon, everybody. David Paul on a Wednesday afternoon across what's been a hot and hazy day in Houston. As we move forward, we're going to look at the tropical update. We're going to look at that disturbance. It is eventually, we think, going to give us a pretty good rain chance going into Friday. And then we will look at how the rain chances are going to be across the entire state moving forward into Friday and Saturday so you can plan. But I can tell you, it does look like Texas is going to get a break, at least for a little bit, a much deserved break, talking about West Texas and the Hill Country in particular. Local heavy downpours here in Houston and Southeast Texas are possible, if not likely, as we head through the day on Friday. Even before sunrise Friday, some of that rain may begin, so plan accordingly. We'll start with the tropics, where our tropical disturbance, area of disturbed weather, 40% chance for development, a moderate chance for development. It's been interacting with land along the Florida coast all day. The trough axis, it's not really a center, it's the axis of the trough, has been over land all day today. It's just emerged across just the beaches there of the panhandle of Florida. So it's still interacting with land, and that is inhibiting its development. That and wind shear have been two factors in keeping this from becoming a tropical depression or tropical storm. And it looks more likely than not that it won't get a name. Good. But these weak systems are rainmakers, and that is what this is going to be as it heads west, and that's what it's been. Visible satellite, you can see the trough up there. It goes up, over, and around, but it doesn't curly Q under. It doesn't make a closed low, so not a depression. Also, the wind shear from east to west has been blowing the heaviest storms away from the axis all the way into Louisiana, so a couple hundred miles to the west is where the heaviest rain is with this right now. There's the trough axis over Panama City. Wind shear blowing the thunderstorms off toward the Mississippi coast and the Louisiana coast, where they're getting rain and tropical downpours moving into Mississippi and close to New Orleans and Lake Pontchartrain tonight. They're going to have a wet night of it tonight in New Orleans, even though the center of the axis of this struggling system is back here over the Florida panhandle. Now, were it to have gotten over the waters of the Gulf and more clear of the coastline, sea surface temperatures would provide plenty of energy. But again, the bigger factors, the much bigger factors in storm development other than sea surface temperature are wind shear and interaction with land, and both are keeping this from becoming a more significant system. Tropical spaghetti plots. These are the tropical models in white. The global models are in black. The American model, the European model, and whatnot. So they're all in agreement. In general, the hurricane forecast models are in pretty good agreement that this is going to go into Louisiana. There's a little group that wanted to turn it further north sooner. That looks less likely. This track looks a lot more likely. So this would take it into central Louisiana. But remember, the heavy rain with this is being displaced well to the west. So even if the center of the trough axis gets in here, yeah, we're going to get a lot of the rain from it. That'll be on Friday, and that's why we're raising rain chances on Friday. Take a look at the modeling on this. So Thursday morning, rain across Louisiana, southeast Louisiana coast, mouth of the Mississippi River. New Orleans has a wet day on Thursday. Wet night tonight, wet day on Thursday. We go into Thursday evening, scattered showers and some heavy tropical downpours in the southern half of Louisiana. I-10's a very wet drive tomorrow through Louisiana for sure. It looks like most of the rain holds off from Houston, Galveston on Thursday. So I'm calling for a dry Thursday. It's possible we could get some of the moisture in here, and our eastern counties could get an isolated shower even tomorrow afternoon. But the modeling says no. But modeling is not perfect. So as we head into Thursday night and Friday morning, there's the rain coming in, even though the trough axis is right here. The wind shear is blowing all the storms off to the west, so we end up with rain and showers here in Houston, Galveston. And those could be some pretty heavy downpours at times on your Friday. I keep mentioning the shear. This is the wind shear, wind flow at mid-levels, mid and upper levels. The strongest shear is further south, out over the open waters of the Gulf. Were this caught up in this flow, it would have been blown apart and would be absolutely nothing. It'd already be racing into South Texas. But it's here, but it's still feeling some of that shear. So it's pushing the cloud, the deeper moisture, deeper convection off away from the center of the axis, and that's why the showers and heavier thunder showers are being pushed well to the west, with the actual center of the trough. That goes into Thursday and Friday, and although, again, that trough accesses over Louisiana Friday, the shear pushing it west gives us the rain and tropical downpours here. We talk about wind shear. In an unsheared environment, when there's no wind shear, the storms get stacked vertically. That allows systems to strengthen. When there is wind shear, like there is with this one, it's being tilted over to one side. And in this case, all the higher thunderstorm tops are being blown, 100 miles away from the center. So that's a big reason why it has not been able to develop that in its closeness, proximity to land. Hey, this has been, it looks like it's going to be a good dry run for perhaps some stronger storms to come as we head into the heart of hurricane season in August and September. It's really the middle of August through late September that we have our busiest part of the hurricane season. Monitor the forecast daily, check your personal plan, and we've got these updates just going constantly on KHOU 11 Plus, a great resource for in-depth tropical updates, especially when these systems form and especially if they're trying to bear down on us. Right now, Houston is hazy. That's the Saharan dust we talked about coming in yesterday. It's here. Some of us are feeling it in our sinuses today. Galveston's at 89. It's been a very warm and humid day otherwise. Galveston 89, Bush 93, Sugar Land 91, Conroe's at 94. And at times, heat indexes have been way up there, 105, 106. Feels like 105 right now at Bush. Very humid, sultry afternoon. Pearland 102 is the heat index. Sugar Land feels like 99. That's down from a little bit earlier this afternoon. Nice beach evening, but it is hot and humid. Feels like 102 in Galveston. Look at this. No rain today. That's refreshing and a big change from the past several weeks, couple of months. And look how dry Texas is. A few isolated, lonely thunder showers up there north of San Angelo. That's near Post, middle of nowhere in Texas. Love it. I love you, Post. But Texas is getting a break from the rain. And this will continue, I think, for a couple of days, at least for the flood-stricken parts of Texas here in the hill country. Not showing any rain today. And modeling keeps you guys dry as high pressure builds in to a big chunk of Texas. This is tomorrow, Thursday. There's our quasi-developing tropical low. The axis moves into Louisiana Friday. We do get some rain Friday. We get some tropical downpours here on Friday. Let's take a close look at our rain chances. So tomorrow morning, quiet as a mouse, just warm and humid to start. And I think tomorrow in general is just hot and humid. Rain chances are low. Modeling keeping the rain chances off in Louisiana. Although, even as I look at this and I say this model just updated. See that little green dot right there? So what the modeling is telling us is that, you know what? Maybe even tomorrow we would have an isolated shower or two. So rain chances are very low tomorrow, but they're not zero. We go into Friday morning. This is 5 a.m. Friday morning. You up early Friday morning? Plan on there being rain and showers, and check in with us in the morning. Jen and Cheetah, weather and traffic, just watching this like a hawk on the air here, 5 to 7, then on Plus Live, 7 to 9. So we're with you all morning long with weather and traffic updates with what could be a mess of a morning on Friday in a lot of spots. And then off and on through the day on Friday, we continue to see waves of moisture tumble in. And we could have some heavy showers in spots going into Friday afternoon. Even 7 o'clock Friday night, starting the weekend, could be wet. As far as the flood risk goes, this is going to be Thursday, Louisiana. Friday, we have a very low risk for flooding. If we get it, it'll be that nuisance street flooding and street ponding. They'll have a better risk for more persistent downpours where the trough access comes in near Lafayette. But again, that drive, I-10, boy, I tell you what, tonight, once you get to New Orleans, it's soaking wet. And then tomorrow and Friday, just super wet up and down I-10. Big picture. This is Friday morning. We talked about the rain coming into Houston and Galveston on Friday morning. There it is. But the rest of the state, quiet Friday morning. Friday afternoon, it's east and southeast Texas with the tropical moisture. Look how wet Louisiana is. Look at I-10. You got a trip planned? Wet drive down. I've made that trip all the way to Miami in a day on that I-10 trip all the way down to Florida, then south, and that, man, my windshield wipers wore out that day. But it will be like that all the way down I-10. That's Friday. But look at the rest of Texas getting a break. Hill country getting a break. Chance to dry out. We'll go into Saturday morning. And again, we could have lingering showers East Texas, Houston, Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. But most of the rest of Texas, again, gets a chance to dry out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looks pretty dry as well as high pressure is going to build in. Here are Thursday's numbers for Houston proper. Muggy in the morning, 92 by noon, 96 in the afternoon, feeling like it's over 100. Use all your hot weather summer precautions on Thursday. Friday, we get this rain chance with these tropical downpours coming in, so we'll be on weather watch Friday, but I don't expect any big problems other than isolated street ponding. Scattered storms linger Saturday. And then Sunday, we dry out 97. Now, this is interesting. Mid to upper 90s next week. Rain chances very low next week. We're going to go into a typical late July, early August-like weather going into next week. We really haven't had a week like that in a long time, so we get a chance to dry out. It gets hot and humid as we head into next week. That is where we stand. Have a beautiful evening, everybody.